Hey, what is going on, guys? It's Young here, and today I'm back in another Fortnite video. In today's video, I'm going to show you guys the most OP linear settings to use in Season 3. I'm going to show you guys the settings that I'm currently using and why I think these settings are extremely good. If you're looking to be a very good builder or a very good aimer, definitely stay to the end of the video because these settings are going to help you guys out a lot, and I think they're the very best in this game. And real quick, before we get into the video, I have a V-Buck giveaway. I give away 2,000 V-Bucks every single Friday. So if you guys want to take part in this giveaway and win some free V-Bucks, all you guys have to do is to drop a like on this video. Make sure you guys do subscribe to the channel. Make sure you guys do turn on post notifications so you guys get notified for every single new video and when I announce the winners. And lastly, leave a comment down below of either your Xbox gamer tag, your PSN gamer tag, or Epic account, and you guys will be automatically entered into the next giveaway. And lastly, make sure you guys do support me in the item shop. All you guys have to do is go down to the bottom right, click on support a creator, type in creator code YoungHumor, and you guys will have me added and supported as a creator in the item shop. And alright guys, let's get to the video. Alright, so in this video, like I said, I want to give you guys the most OP linear settings to use in this game. I made a couple specific changes that I think make all the difference when it comes to just being a better Fortnite player in general, because sometimes it just takes a couple bind changes, sometimes it just takes a couple sensitivity changes to really improve and make yourself such a better player. So I want to show you guys the settings that I really recommend that I think are great. I'm also going to show you guys all the settings that I have so you guys can see exactly what I'm running, and you guys, if you would like to copy the settings that I have, or if you guys just want to hear my recommendations, then you guys can see that in this video. So as far as my settings, as far as my colorblind, sometimes you guys ask me, it's just on the last one, and I have it on a 4. I mean, it really depends. If you have a lot of saturation on your TV or monitor, then maybe you play with it off, and there's no really best colorblind setting. There's also another one where you can see better in the zone, but as far as making your game look better, I mean, you can just try this one out, but this is the colorblind that I currently have. And as far as my bottom settings, I have no motion blur, and then everything is pretty much on low or off. Nothing too unusual here. Pretty much everything is on the default. So going into my game settings, there's a couple of changes that you guys definitely want to make if you guys haven't already. So going down in the first setting, you guys want to change, obviously, your sprint by default on, but you want to have auto open doors, which is, my controller is kind of covering it. But this is a setting if you guys don't already have on, if you guys are a little bit newer or just have not yet put this setting on. 100% thrown on, I'll show you guys exactly how it works. But this is a setting if you guys have not yet, 100% recommend throwing it on. It's one of those settings that a lot of people didn't use at the start of Fortnite, but once people really saw how useful it was, people started using it a ton. You want to also have auto sort consumables to the right. That means if you pick up minis, it automatically goes to the right side of your inventory. So if you just you run up over a chest and you pick up like an AR and minis right off the start, all you have to do, you don't have to scroll all the way to the end and then go to your AR. It'll automatically go to like the first slots. So if someone challenges you right after you open a chest, you know exactly where your gun's going to be. And I also do have edit confirm on release. A lot of you guys ask me if I have that setting on, and I have had that setting on for a while, and I really do like it because it clears up a bind and you don't have to constantly hit confirm. So I really do like it. And also another setting you want to have off is going to be record replays, because with record replays it basically drops your FPS a little bit because your game has to pretty much record everything that you're playing. So if you want to have the best FPS possible, then I would recommend having this setting off. Now for auto open doors, the reason you have this on, very, very simple. If you happen to mess up your edit, you don't lose much, or you lose barely any momentum at all when you happen to open doors. So that's why you have that setting on. And as far as my HUD scale, I do have it on to 80%. You want to have it less than 100. But at the same time, you don't want to have it too small or it's going to be too hard to see. And your HUD's everything like your minimap, your guns. So you don't want to have it too low, but I feel like 80% is a good happy medium. So going into my sensitivity, what a lot of you guys are curious on what I changed. So my building and editing is still on a 2.5. This is really, really good for building fast and editing fast. I'm not necessarily the smoothest of players, but I do like having a lot of speed. So I feel like a 2.5 is definitely on the high end. So maybe you guys don't play on this high of a sensitivity, but I do like 2.5. I think it's really, really good. And as far as my horizontal and vertical speed, I did make a few adjustments. I moved my horizontal speed up 2 points, so I was on a 46 and a 46%, but I moved up my horizontal speed to a 48%, and the reason why I did that is a lot of times, well, there's two reasons which I'll show you guys in a second. The first one being, it makes it easier to hit flick shots when you're playing a little bit higher of a sensitivity. But another reason being is sometimes it was, with all the aim assist nerfs that was in the game, it felt like it made a lot of sense to have just a little bit higher, or not necessarily just having a higher horizontal, it's more about having a lower vertical. And the reason for that is because a lot of times I felt like I was overcorrecting, I was looking too far up or too far down in my gunfights. And the best way to pretty much compensate for just having having less control because of the aim assist nerf, I wanted to have a lower vertical sensitivity, so it just makes it a lot easier to hit shots. I feel like I'm not overcorrecting as much, and I feel like my aim has improved a ton because I've switched this setting. So another reason also that I think is really crucial, that was kind of a reason why I play on a little bit higher X sensitivity, is, for example, if you're in a box and you want to reset and edit, most of the time you're not going to have your map out, so you're not going to get the 2.5 multiplier that you would have from your building sensitivity. So when you're turning around fast, so say you're in a box and you want to turn around quickly to reset your edit, it's going to be crucial that you have a high enough horizontal sensitivity that you can turn around and reset that edit quick. And so that's why I do play on a little bit higher X sensitivity, because you're able to turn around and reset edits a little bit quicker than you would otherwise. And so going into my ADS sensitivity, I do play on a 9% X sensitivity and 11% Y, which is pretty much the opposite of what I have for my horizontal and vertical speed. And there's a crucial reason on which I play on this sensitivity specifically, why I specifically have a higher vertical sensitivity as opposed to a horizontal sensitivity, which I'll probably get into a lot more in depth in another video. But basically the main reason being, and also a look damping time of a 0.05, I thought I mention that too. But the reason, or one of the reasons why I think it's important to have just a little bit higher vertical sensitivity, is because when you're tracking other players left to right, you want to have a low horizontal sensitivity so you can really track the other players without, overcorrecting left or to the right because of all the aim assist nerfs. But the reason why you have a higher vertical sensitivity, in which that could be very helpful, is, for instance, if someone in a game, which happens all the time, someone pops a launch pad, or maybe they have the grappler and they're basically just launching away, or even if they have the shockwave grenade, one thing you can do is, if you play on a little bit higher vertical sensitivity, sometimes I felt like, as myself, I wasn't able to track the other players. They were just moving slightly too quick. So I wanted to be as accurate as possible going from left to right on other players. But at the same time, if someone happens to launch pad away, I have a fast enough vertical sensitivity to where I can adjust my aim quick enough. So that's specifically why I play on the sensitivities that I do. And I feel like these changes really made a huge difference on my game. And these sensitivities really specifically helped me with two issues, and one of the issues was tracking from long ranges, and I was able to play in a little bit better sensitivity, or say better, a little bit slower, more controlled sensitivity. And the only thing I had to really do to maybe counteract some people who maybe pop a launch pad is just going to be raising my vertical sensitivity just a little bit when I'm aiming down my sights. And the same thing could be applied when it comes to my horizontal and vertical speed. Playing on a 48% and a 46 helps me just enough when it comes to flick shots and turning around, but at the same time having a low enough vertical where I'm not overcorrecting or really missing too many shots that I shouldn't. And going into my last sensitivities, I do play an 11% move stick dead zone and a 10% look stick dead zone with no foot control, because foot control adds input delay, so you don't want to have this on setting whatsoever unless you actually use a foot control, which I'm probably guessing almost nobody uses that. There's always a handful, but you don't want to have this setting on because it adds input delay. It makes everything not as clicky or as responsive as you want. So you want to make sure you have that setting off. And as far as your dead zones, you want to have it as low as possible without having any, say, major or crazy stick drift. And 11% and 10% work for me. And as far as my binds, I do play with 4 paddles. So if you guys don't have 4 paddles, then obviously my binds are going to be looking way different from what you guys have. But for those guys who play with non-paddle or non-claw, I will have something either in my pinned comment or down in the comments down below. I will have a link to a video where it has the best possible binds and settings for those of you guys who play with non-paddle and non-claw. So if you guys, which I assume is the majority of you guys, so if you're really looking for the best non-claw, non-paddle bind video, I'm going to have it either in the pinned comment or either somewhere in my comment section. You guys will be able to see that video, so definitely click on that if you guys are looking for the best binds possible. And if you guys are curious what I would recommend, definitely give that video a look. But yeah, that's pretty much all my binds. If you guys are curious, for my paddles, if you guys want to know, my upper left paddle is my pickaxe, my bottom left is jump, my upper right is edit, and then my bottom right is going to be placing launch pads, which is going to be bound to my B button. So if you guys are curious, those are all the binds that I have. But with that being said, that was a wrap for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hope you guys found this video very helpful. And if you guys could, make sure you guys do drop a like. Make sure you guys do subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. Make sure you guys do turn on post notifications so you guys can get notified for every single new video. And as well, I do live stream here on this channel every single day at 6 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. So make sure you guys do come on my live streams if you guys haven't already. And if you guys ever forget, just make sure to turn on post notifications so you guys will get notified when I go live. But with that being said, I do appreciate you guys watching the video. And alright guys, I'll see you next video.